Hello everyone, I am Monica Gujar and I welcome you all to my first ever podcast. And thank you so much for listening to my first ever podcast. And I am saying Siamo pazzi to all of you. The topic of today's podcast it's really special to me because it is for those for whom I have the highest regards. But before actually touching on that topic, let me just throw some light on mental health in India. Yes, mental health. Something which is naked to our eyes, but equally important to be addressed. I mean, it is difficult to understand because it does not have any outer visibility. You cannot see it as your physical health. So, but I'll say it can be equally, or I will add in it that it is more damaging to the person, and anybody can suffer from it. You, me, anyone. Let me quote some straight facts. Okay, so according to WHO, which is World Health Organization, according to WHO, 7.5% of Indians suffer from mental disorders. Yes, 7.5%, and 56 million people suffer from depression, and 38 million Indians suffer from anxiety. Yes, so which is quite a big deal, I'll say. So you might not be aware actually. Because you might not be aware that the person who's sitting next to you is actually suffering something deep down. And the workforce, yes, the workforce, that is psychiatrists and psychologists, is very less in number as compared to the mental health cases in India. And according to again WHO, the percentage of cases is likely to grow by 20%. So right now when you are listening to this podcast, numbers are actually increasing. When it comes to physical health, when it comes to physical health condition, there's a lot that one person can do, like proper diets, workouts, medicines, talking to the close one about it, like I'm not well and this happened to me. So, but for mental conditions, there's no awareness, or there's no consideration actually. So a lot of people aren't aware actually. So the problem is a lot of people are not even aware that they themselves are going through something inside. So that is the bad picture in India. So let's now coming to the special topic of the podcast. So guys, when we fill a form, we get the section of gender, that is male, female, whatever the form is, but you have to fill a section of the gender. So the new section has been introduced. Yes, the new section has been introduced, that is others. I don't know how many of you actually noticed it, but there is a one another section now. So yes, that is that is LGBTQ plus community. So according to Google, it means gender other than straight. I mean, it describes like this: L means lesbian, G gay, B bisexual, T transgender, Q care, cautioning, and so on. So many colors are still adding on. But country India, where we are living, that has its own meaning and in many folds. So the member of the other section, which we call other section, are considered as humans, but who need medical attention physically and mentally. I mean, can you believe it? And the reason, of course, they do not fall into the societal norms of gender. So, this is the reason behind it. This is not even a real reason, okay? So, this thought process of considering them as abnormal has been going on for years. So, it's not that started like last year, or starting of 2000 or something. No, that's long time thing. and is massively affecting the mental health of our LGBTQ plus community of India. And according to status, yes, as compared to heterosexuals, the percentage of mental disorders is prevalent in the LGBTQ plus community. Yes, and the prevalence is not because of the actual mental disorders. So the sad part is that prevalence is not because of the actual mental disorders, but because of the prejudice, discrimination, and stigma the environment gives them. Like, experiences where they are not being hired at a job, experiences where they are denied a loan from bank, experiences where they are completely abandoned by society, and experiences where they are completely abandoned by their own family and friends when they got to know that uh, so and so is belongs to community. So the constant disrespect and questioning of their individuality and preferences have created a cage for them. I mean, it's normal. I mean, mental health. We get disturbed by so many things, and when somebody is constantly disrespecting or questioning of our own individuality and preferences, it made us suffer. So which has made them the victim of the mental issues. There have been debates since 1960. Yes, you heard it right. From then, LGBTQ plus communities suffering from mental issues and seeking for a normal treatment by society. So the reason for conducting this podcast is to make all of us aware of the mental health condition of LGBTQ plus community, that consciously or unconsciously of what we are doing to them. So because how one comment can affect their minds, how one look, only single one look can give them chills. Pain remains pain, no matter what gender it is, no matter what gender it has. It is important to open our eyes wide and understand their mental status. It is important to consider them just as humans with choices that they are allowed to take and be content with it. Let's try not to demean them in any way by showing that they are different, because that is utterly wrong. Today in every field, be it media, police, social services, and so many more, they are making their place, uh, because the way they are, and they are normal beings who do not require any supervision for sure, and they are amazingly awesome. Before ending today's podcast, I would leave you with some thought provoking questions. I mean, are we ready to mindful with our thoughts, actions, and words? Are we ready to understand the mental status and support them to recover from it? The way we do it to the heterosexuals. Are we ready to warmly accept their individuality? Are we happy to see them happy with their choices and not asking to change it according to societal norms? Are we okay to understand that it is not a disease that needs a doctor's supervision or to kept under wraps? Are we ready to become the parents, neighbors, friends, colleagues without demeaning them? And most importantly, humans without demeaning them. Ponder over it tonight, because 100 helping hands are better than one. And with this, I will take your leave. See you next time. Take care of yourself and surroundings. This is Monica saying you goodbye. Thank you so much.